So, Jaylen, after game one, you were quick to remind all of us that you had been in this position before, up in the NBA Finals and didn't complete the mission. How often are you thinking back to 2022 to guard against taking your foot off the gas?
Not as often as you would think. I think you definitely want to learn from the past, but I think this is a new moment, and we're just trying to encourage my guys to kind of stay within that moment and focus on what's in front of us. The past is the past, and I think we have an opportunity to write our own future right here, so we just got to stay in the moment.
As you're writing that future, you've had some incredibly impressive defensive plays throughout this finals. I know your primary assignment has been Luka, but as a help defender, you have been integral in stopping Kyrie Irving as well. Are there practices that you think back to where you were on the same team that you can evoke and know his next move a little bit more?
A lot of film, a lot of studying the game, studying your opponent to see what you think their next move or would be, kind of following just tendencies. But, at this level and the speed of the game, you just got to trust your instincts. And like my instincts tell me to make a play. I do my best job to be in a position, but I rely on my teammates a lot. The coverages, whatever we're in, and they kind of help me in that process as well.
What makes Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic such a difficult tandem to face?
Just their God-given ability. Those two guys are, extremely gifted. It's almost like magical what they can do with the ball in their hands. Luka, just his pace, his shot-making ability. You know what I mean? His ability to create separation. Kyrie, his speed, his ability to just stop on a dime. And then, just his craftiness is like they can pull something out of nothing at times. And you got to be extremely alert and aware at all times, because if you give them any room for comfortability, they can turn that into a 10, 15, 20-point spurt.
The energy can shift,
Exactly.
as you like to say. Do you think this is the best basketball that you've played in your career?
Me, personally, so far, yes. Yeah, I think that I've improved on a lot of different things. My weaknesses are things that I needed to improve on. And one thing that I probably made the biggest adjustment is just my mindset, my mentality. Like just being focused, but aggressive, no fear, no doubt, no insecurity, playing with a clear mind and just trying to be as dominant as possible.
Is that something, you said that's a change, is that something you felt like you didn't have to this level maybe the last time you were here?
I mean, yeah, it's tough to maintain. You're in the moment, you're excited, you're nervous or whatever, then you also got, your own personal expectations. You put your own pressure on yourself as well. I think last time I put so much more pressure on myself than I have this time. And it's hard playing against two opponents. It's enough playing against one. So I try to keep it like that this go around.
Playing against yourself and playing against that outside, an actual opponent must be tough. This stood out to me when you said that you're at a point in your life where you don't give an F. You said, I might not get the credit and the respect, and I'm okay with that. You won conference finals MVP. Finals MVP is certainly something that's within reach. Would a finals MVP, a championship, would that be the credit that you're talking about?
A championship, that's more of like a team accolade, and that's what we play this game for. I guess what I was alluding to was more just how people, the discourse around myself. And that's what I don't give a about, but what you do as a team, that's what I do care about, and that's what I want to achieve. That's what I want to be a part of, and I think that's what we all are here for. But, personally, anything that's personal, then that's the stuff that, has rolled off my shoulder through time.
Can you be more specific as something that maybe didn't? For me, I know there are things that used to not roll off my shoulders, and now I'm a little bit more confident rolling them back.
For example, I think everybody who is aspiring in their career has the want and desire to be acknowledged for their skill set or whatever they do in their craft, especially if they feel like they're one of the best. I think that's a normal, natural human emotion. And you get to the point where no matter how good you are, no matter how you might not feel like that credit is being reciprocated, so you get to the point where you just stop. You just don't care. You don't need someone's outside validation. I don't need the acknowledgement from others. I don't need the pat on the back. I don't need the warmth from the village to know that I'm a great player. And in life, you might be a great reporter or a great chef or a great musician, and you shouldn't always rely on people telling you that you're on this top 100 or you won this an award, or to know that you're a great musician. And that's kind of where I got to.
Or made this all NBA team. I imagine that's pretty freeing to be able to just have to look inside and feel that. Sort of in that same vein, so much has been made about this team and this team's expectations. And oftentimes, I think that boils down to you, and it boils down to Jayson Tatum. And he's been asked about it several times in this series, and I think he's handled it with such grace. But also, I imagine that's grating. What do you just say to him as someone who feels that, who's been in this position before, of people saying, well, you're performing, but it's not enough?
Once again, I think it goes back into that same point. People are going to have their opinions, and the opinions of your loved ones, the opinions of your teammates, the ones that are closest to you, I think those are what is going to matter most. And from us, from people that are in the fight with him, I think he's been fine. I think JT is added to winning. He's helped our team get to this position. He draws a lot of attention. He has a gravity to him that has allowed others to be successful and help our team win. And I think that's just what the ultimate is about. It's a team game. I know we have narratives and things that we want to see, and that makes the game exciting. The story, we get the side of it, but man, we trying to win. That's it. So just stay focused on what matters most. I think that helps you navigate through it. But I think we've been fine over here.
What's impressed you the most about Jayson through this postseason run?
I think him just being able to navigate that, I think that's tough because, expectations and pressure from others and stuff like that can get to you, can get to your head if you allow it. I think just being able to manage it, just trusting your teammates, trusting the coaching staff and the game plan, I think that's helped us and allowed us to get here and be in the finals.
This Boston Celtics team is such an ensemble. It's not just one guy. You all come at your opponents in waves. And Kristaps Porzingis in these two finals games has been such a huge part of that. And now his status for the foreseeable future is unknown. How do you all deal with that as a team, not having him potentially the rest of the way?
Yeah, KP has been fantastic for not just here in the playoffs, but really for us all season long. He is a large part of the reason we've been able to be a 60-win team. The presence that he's been able to have, just has unlocked everyone, So his availability is important. Obviously, we're gonna just take it day to day, see how he feels, see what the doctors say, but having him out there is important to us.
And now we're in Dallas ahead of Game 3. Game 3 is huge because either you could take a lead that no team has ever relented, given up before, or Dallas could crack back open the door. How are you approaching this one?
Staying in the moment. You just stay in the moment as much as possible. You focus on your job, the details, because that's what matters the most. I think that if we stay present, I think we'll be fine.
Staying present. I think that you do a wonderful job from what I know of you, but it's so much easier said than done, at least for me sometimes. Have you even allowed yourself, to get dressed in the morning, maybe brushing your teeth? Does your thought ever just drift ever so slightly to what it would feel like to finish the job?
Yes, and you gotta pull it back. As much as possible. When that drifting starts to happen, that's where the door starts to open. And you gotta close that door, you know what I mean? You gotta close it, stay in the moment. You gotta finish the job. You gotta do your job every single day. You gotta lead your team. You gotta, guide your team, make sure everybody's prepared and ready. And that's what is most important. You don't have time for that You just keep going every day, and you'll see where you're at the end.
But I bet in that half second it feels pretty sweet. And then you're like, nope, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. Jaylen, thank you so much.
Thank you, Malika.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.